I'm live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Insights with Ivanna. This is a weekly broadcast designed to help you identify, embrace, and live more fully in your genius by illuminating important pieces of information that, believe it or not, you already possess. So, today I'll be sharing step 2 of 10 ways to illuminate your insights. And I hope to see some people popping on. I do have two screens, so you'll see me looking over to check the chat box. I am Ivanna, and I'm the founder and Chief Luminary Officer of Illuminate Your Insights, an intuitive life coaching brand. Hi, Jody. Thanks for joining us again this week. I'm so glad you're here. So we'll ask Jody and see if she knows the answer. What does it mean to illuminate your insights, and how can you actually do it? So we're going to talk about that tonight. And in Women Who Shine, some of you are familiar with the book already. In Women Who Shine, I share the steps that I took along my journey to become the golden version of myself. And we're going to talk about how you can do that tonight. So today we are exploring step 2, take 100% responsibility. So you're probably going to see some funny faces from me tonight, because I will tell you, when someone first told me, oh, you need to take 100% responsibility for everything you do, I thought, well, I do. And then they said, well, you are the creator of your reality, and you are responsible for the things that happen to you because you are in control. Funny faces. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. Really? Like, are you saying that I chose to live in the daily pain and the fog of fibromyalgia, and that I'm responsible for my parents' divorce or my own, or that I even caused myself to have a stroke? I was like, I'm not so sure about this being in control thing. I was kind of incredulous and actually almost angry. So yeah, it's like, be 100% in control. What do you mean? So after I caught my breath and decided that, you just have to listen and see what they have to say, I really became intrigued with what they were saying. Because what I heard was that it's not like I just sat down one day and said, I think I'll choose fibromyalgia, or I'll have a stroke today. I need a little more attention. But it's really a culmination of many choices over time that have combined to create potentially undesirable results. So I thought, okay, tell me more. What does that mean? So think about it. I could ask myself, did I always eat whole, clean foods through my whole life before my health problems happened? Nope. Have I always kept my body in tip-top condition? Nope. Exercised regularly, gotten plenty of sleep, kept my stress levels to a minimum, drank plenty of water. Pretty good on that one. But for most of them, it's like, no, not really. I've done some of those things some of the time, but not consistently. And so I see how my past choices could be contributing to my health issues. Yeah, and I see Jody. We choose our reactions and our actions. So yeah, I can see how the health issues can be related to choices I've made throughout my life. But it's like, rather than focusing on that, what can I do now? What can we all do now? Because it's never too late to reevaluate and choose to take 100% responsibility. So for me, when it comes to food, I've struggled with that a lot in my life. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining. I'm so glad you're here. And we know we all have different things that we struggle with. And one of my struggles is food. I love to eat. I want nothing more than a healthy body, but I love to eat. And sometimes it can be really hard. So I think of an example of when I'm really eating clean. And I do it for a long, long time. And then sometimes I get tempted and I stray away. But like, I'm at a church potluck. Have you ever been to one of those with tables and tables of delicious food? And all I can think about is, I'm missing out on that great pie, or I'm missing out on that amazing dish that so-and-so always makes. But what I have to choose to do, what I want to choose to do, and I've done it, is I sit back and I smile and I look down at my plate that I've prepared and brought for myself that's full of salmon and asparagus. And I just say, you know what? You're sitting here eating the best meal in the whole house. You've got a gourmet meal right in front of you. And that becomes such a win for me. And the only thing that makes it better is when people with their plates full of all those foods that I thought I wanted walk by and go, wow, that looks great. What is that? And it's like, yes, another win for me, because I've chosen to have a healthier body. And just changing my thoughts in that moment changed the entire situation from a situation of lacking to a situation of abundance. It didn't change. The situation didn't change. Nothing in the room was different except what was going on inside of my head, and then eventually what's going on inside of my body because I'm making healthier choices. So I'm still working on taking 100% in that area of my life. And so one of the things that I do is I break it down to 5% at a time. But that's another broadcast. And I know some of you on here know about that, but that's another broadcast. We're talking about 100% tonight. So I'm going to pause for a second for the few people that are on, and for those of you that may be watching later. Do you want to share anything that you are struggling with taking 100% in, or something you're being successful in taking that 100% while I hydrate? It's hard to have wait time on a live broadcast, so I'll keep looking over to see if anybody is typing. All right, so it's not just about health, right? We have the power to change our thoughts in any circumstances, but we know it's not always easy. So for me, I catch myself sometimes getting a little frustrated. You ladies will know what I'm talking about. When people don't do things the way I think they should be done, because of course, whoops, my way is the right way, right? So I can get frustrated when people don't do things the way I think they should, and I might complain, maybe a little bit of blaming, and then I catch myself and I stop. And if I'm in my office, what I do is I look up at my vision board, which is right up here on the wall, and I read the sign that's in big print that says, I am doing the best I can and believe others are as well. If I'm not in my office, then I just close my eyes and try to visualize the words or hear them in my brain. But repeating that, it's like, oh, do I really believe that? I said I believed it. Do I really believe it? And if I do really believe it, it's going to make a difference. So I can take a deep breath. Sometimes it takes 3. I can recommit to changing my thoughts. I can believe in the best of others. I can trust that the universe is conspiring in my favor. And not only does this change my thoughts, it changes my words, it changes my actions, and ultimately it changes the world. And yes, I have been called a Pollyanna before, but after I look at the comments, we'll talk about some of my experiences where I'm not such a Pollyanna. Thanks. So Karen says being able to get enough sleep. Oh yeah. So thinking about taking that 100%, I'll ask you at the end, what can you do to make sure you are doing everything you can to get that sleep? So we can talk about that more later if you'd like. So anybody else have anything? I don't see anything right now, but yeah. So let's talk about when I'm not such a Pollyanna. This is Wednesday, and this week already, I kind of missed the boat. I was in a meeting, and a topic came up that a colleague didn't feel the same way I did about, and I got really caught off guard by the coworker's comments, and I could feel my jaw tightening. And then I reacted hastily because I was frustrated, and all that did was make the situation worse. So after the meeting, I stopped and I reflected, how could I have handled this differently? What could I have done? Okay, these are things I could have done next time. Got it. And I went on with my day. Well, a little bit later, I caught myself being edgy and frustrated with something, and so I realized I had not really let it go. So I was like, okay, Ivanna, breathe. Look at your vision board. I'm doing the best I can, blah, 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 blah. Well, when I got to the blah, blah, blah part, I realized I was not ready to let it go. I just needed to let myself be frustrated for a minute. And I mean literally a minute. So I set the clock for 60 seconds. I ranted and raved as much as I wanted to myself. And when the alarm went off, I took another deep breath. And I really did feel better. But by not allowing myself to work through that frustration, it was just building inside of me. So I'm curious to know, do you have any strategies that work for you in situations like that? So while you're answering that question, I see that Jody added taking care of health. Yes, one of the places where there's struggles for you is taking care of health, and thinking about throughout this broadcast, how can you take that 100%? Or even that 5%, if you want to talk about that one. And what strategies do you already have in place that might be helping you with that? Obviously, I'm sitting here telling you all about this, and on Monday, I got it wrong, right? So I can just say delete, delete, start over, and get it right the next time. So deep breathing, yes, deep breathing. Breathing is so important. Most of us, breathe in our chest, which keeps us in that fight or flight mode all the time. I will catch myself having a headache and realize I'm not breathing anywhere further than here. So the deep breathing is so important. Thank you. And setting the alarm. Yeah, I'm glad you like that idea. Give yourself 60 seconds. If you need 90, put 90. But give yourself a time limit. If it's something really big, you might need a day in order to process through all your feelings. But give yourself a time limit. I'm going to let myself feel it all. I'm going to let myself react any way I need to. But then I'm going to just cleanse it and purge it and let it go. It may come back, but you can work through it. Oh, here's some more good ideas. Music, and definitely meditations and gratitude, being thankful. And those meditations Jody's talking about, I think, might be some of the ones that I've shared with her that I like to listen to on YouTube when I'm going off to sleep at night. So great. Those are all great strategies that can help. So you keep dropping them in there. If you're watching, add to them. I'll take a look at them as well. But think about strategies, the strategies that you already use, strategies you hear someone else use that can help you to take full responsibility. So I know for me, when I decide to take 100% responsibility, it becomes looking inward, not looking outward. And then I'm able to avoid the blaming and complaining and excuses, although sometimes looking inward, I can fall into that as well. So I really have to adjust my thoughts and adjust my actions and choose joy, like we talked about in last week's episode. Oh, I love it. There's a new one. Legos. Jody loves to do her Legos. And a distraction, I don't know what that means. He hedge. Interesting. You'll have to type some more and let me know what that means. So, when you choose joy, like we talked about last week, it can change your whole world. And so I think back about the fact that I don't always get it right 100% of the time. But now when I hear those 3 statements that I read you at the beginning, I react to them completely differently. So when I hear you are the creator of your reality, I say, yeah, you're right. I am. I can make choices that are going to make a difference in my reality. Just like at that meal, I can look over at my husband's plate and go, oh man, I really want some of that. Or I can look at my plate and go, you got the best meal in the house, girl, and you know you're going to feel good when you're done with it. And I'm responsible for the things that happen to me. Maybe not every single thing, but I sure am responsible for how they happen, and I'm responsible for the energy that I create that helps to make those things happen. And I am in control. I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of my words. I can be in control of my feelings. We are so powerful. We are so much more powerful than we realize. Every day I learn something new about how much power I have and how I have to use it for good. And we have so much control if we choose to use it. Even just a smile can change the entire energy in the room. And when we take that 100% responsibility, then we have the power to shine. So let's see, during high stress times. Okay, there we go. Things to do during high stress times. So I want to ask you, what can you do this week to take 100% responsibility in your life? And you can tell me in the comments now if you've thought of something that you'd like to do or a strategy you'd like to try. If you're watching this, you can certainly add to it later. And you can also reach out to me on the website, myluminaryinsights.com, and I'll add that in the comments. But if you're interested in getting all 10 ways to illuminate your insights, it is a free gift download on the website on the book page. So many of you have seen the Women Who Shine in the general cover, but then there's the personalized cover. And when you order the personalized cover, you can then go to the book page and fill out the information about the book order and download all 10 of these steps. And so each of these first 10 broadcasts are going to be taking one of those 10 steps and expanding on it and talking more about why I used that step or how I came to use that step or how it has impacted me. So let's see, I've got some things coming in. All right. Yeah, being responsible for our reactions. So not just our actions, our thoughts, but our reactions. And that's, oh, Karen, that's exactly what I was talking about in that meeting on Monday, my reaction. It was like I could see myself doing it, knowing it wasn't what I wanted to do, but it happened anyway. And it was like, oh man, you know better than this. But then I go back to my vision board that I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can with what I have in the moment. And then when I know better, I can do better. So absolutely. Absolutely. So thanks, Jody. Yeah, myluminaryinsights.com. There's a letter missing. So myluminaryinsights.com is the new website. So I'm so excited about the website. I am so excited about the book, and I am very excited about the company Luminary Insights and the opportunity to help others grow their ability to identify and to live in their genius. Because I tell you what it does for me is it helps me grow every day. Everything I read, everything I watch, everything I do to learn more for the business is learning more for myself. And I have found it's so powerful over this last year. Thanks, Jody, for putting that in there. So anybody have anything else they want to add about ways they are going to take responsibility? And again, you can always add it later, but I appreciate you being here. I try to keep these to about 15 minutes. I know we're in the middle of the week, and I just want to say hi to everybody. So any parting comments you guys want to put in the comments before we go? I just really appreciate you being here. Oh, and look, I'm going to turn my camera off. Look at the bookshelf. My first order of the books came in, so I am so excited to have my first order of books that I can share with others. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for sharing too. Thank you for being here. And if you found this episode entertaining and or educational, please share it with a friend. I really appreciate you guys coming tonight. So with love and light, it's Ivanna signing off.